Welcome to the DOSS podcast series, where we explore how the modules of the IoT supply trust chain architecture improve the reliability and the security of IoT operations. Today, we are discussing the Digital Cybersecurity Twin with Dr. Gábor Pék, who is Assistant Professor in the Crisis Lab at the Budapest University of Technology and Economics, Hungary. Gábor, digital twins are becoming increasingly popular these days, but what exactly is a digital cybersecurity twin?
So the main concept of a digital twin is that we would like to create a replica of the original system in order to make some tests on it. And the reason is that we wouldn't like to just do a harm in the real system, so that's why we create a virtual copy. And the digital cybersecurity twin is kind of an additional service that is specifically targeting security tests running on a digital twin. So the main goal is to avoid any harm that a potential penetration test could do on a real system. So we use a digital twin instead, and we're going to do the security analysis on the replica itself.
And what makes the DOSS Digital Cybersecurity Twin different from these conventional vulnerability scanners and penetration testing tools?
I think the overall architecture of the DCT, what makes it different. So it comprises various phases, like finding the right impactful attack goals in the real system. So it doesn't mean you just do a blind penetration testing, but we would like to understand what the real impactful targets are. And using these targets, we are going to ultimately generate attack trees, and using these attack trees as a list of preconditions that the attacker needs to meet in order to find the real bugs, real vulnerabilities in the system. And of course, we do this not just at abstract level, but also we are going to run these tests totally automatically.
Okay, so one of its most innovative capabilities is then generating the attack scenarios and executable security tests. Why is this an important advancement over today's state of the art?
Well, most of the time, so first and foremost, we need to understand that there are automatic penetration tools like Nessus, for example, or certain app scanners. That's fine. And if there is a capable penetration tester, he or she or it, whatever we call it, an agent, is going to use it. But I think the main idea is that in the DCT, when we run these tests in the first place, we are going to not only, run a test by itself, but as I told you earlier, we are creating kind of an understanding of the infrastructure, how it looks like, and what an attacker should target in the first place, and afterwards what other targets it should take into account. But at the same time, what we do is that we kind of, when we run a test, we always revert it to the original phase. So what it means is that we always make sure that when a test is executed, it's going to execute it on a clear state. So that it means that there are no kind of dump files, or there are no some certain side effects that could influence the behavior of the system. While in the traditional scanners, there could be many noise that could create some problems in the final analysis process. So I would say, in a simply, I would say that our approach is more fine grade.
Okay, so how does this digital cybersecurity twin help developers identify the security weaknesses earlier in the development lifecycle?
Well, the whole DCT was designed to help developers create a system security by design. So it means that when they create a system, they should take security into account. So DCT is kind of a tool. Using that, they can make sure that once the system is being deployed, it's going to be more secure than just doing it through normal means.
So for organizations which are adopting this technology when developing their complex IoT systems, what are the main benefits?
Well, I think early feedback, so kind of shifting left approaches also. So like having a kind of an understanding where the potential bugs are, and also kind of an iteration type of behavior. What it means is that whenever you have a problem, you get an early feedback, and afterwards, when you modify something in a system, you can also recheck it. So when you have just a delta of modifications, it's much easier to have an understanding whether this delta is problematic or not. So basically, it's much faster to continuously test the system 24/7 instead of just doing, for example, a normal pen test just once a year, or it depends on the policy of the company, maybe a couple of times a year. It's totally different when you have a system that is running 24/7 in the background, and whatever you deploy as a new modification, you are going to have a new replica, and this replica is continuously checked.
So if you had just 1 minute to convince someone that the digital cybersecurity twins are the future of secure system development, what would you say then?
Well, I would emphasize definitely that it's safe, and it's efficient, cost efficient, and also it gives you a fine-grained approach of understanding where the problems are. And why we say this, because we also have kind of an AI-based component of the whole approach, where through an AI chatbot, the system integrator can simply retrieve really nice results, where what is the short attack scenario, for example, to a given target, where the potential boundaries are of the system, security boundaries, and how these problems can be fixed the easiest way.
Gabor, thank you very much for introducing us into the DOSS Digital Cybersecurity Twin.
Thank you, Anna.